Good day, ladies and gentlemen. What a nice day for a video log. You might have noticed a pretty significant difference in the quality on this. I'm not even sure if it's shooting it in 720p, I'll be honest with you. I'm actually shooting this with an iPod Touch right now. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, why on earth, when he's got a cell phone that shoots 4K video, would he be shooting this in 720p? Now, let me show you. See if I can do this with a block on the microphone. This is why. Let me set the scene for you here. This happened yesterday. Yesterday afternoon. Maybe I'll have a little bit of a rant, I don't know. But, I allowed myself to stoop to someone else's level of stupidity. We'll put it that way. Or, I guess a better way to put it is I allowed myself to get into an argument with somebody over something that's really not worth arguing and really can't be argued because the other party involved can't be bothered to accept the fact that his beloved format, Bluetooth, doesn't have flaws. And until, really, looking back on it now, I shouldn't have even engaged in it because when someone doesn't accept the fact that their platform has got problems, which it does, it's got several major problems, not the least of which is the line of sight aspect of it. But you can't have a serious conversation with somebody who doesn't accept the facts as they are. And this guy does not accept the facts as they are. Which isn't to say that, because it was Bluetooth versus RF in terms of headphones. Oh, you need to throw the RF in the garbage. Bluetooth is so much better. There's a reason why, blah, 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 blah. Well, okay, everything moving to 2.4 gigahertz is going to introduce a lot more interference. Bluetooth is a lot more susceptible to interference. The range isn't as good, and it's not, let's face it, it's 2.4 gigahertz. Doesn't travel that far. So, again, can't really have a good argument with someone who just believes that their format is so much better and cannot possibly have any flaws. So I can't have an argument with that person, but I allowed myself to get into that argument anyway, and it got rather heated and it got rather animated, and my hands started going like this, and I dropped the phone on the concrete in the garage there, and wouldn't you know, even though the case that it's in, probably covering the microphone, the case that it's in has a lip. I don't know if you can see that. It doesn't really matter when it hits concrete with imperfections in it. And it already had a crack in it from some incident. I don't even know what happened. But there was a little, you can probably even see it. If you look down there, you can see that line from here to here. That was already there. This thing is shedding glass into my hand. But yeah, so that happened. It broke. And it would have been one thing if it just broke the upper layer. Like if it broke the glass on top. Because, I mean, that probably would have screwed up the digitizer, but, at least you could still see what was going on. No, it like, completely busted the LCD underneath it, too, to the point where that doesn't even turn on, so I get no screen. Like, it's on right now. I hit the button, and ain't nothing there. For a while, I was getting a little flash of light in the bottom corner. I'm not even getting that anymore, so maybe it actually fully died now, I don't know, but I did put get all the stuff off of it, at least that I would ever care about. But I mean, I am going to need to get a new phone. And herein is where the expenses just pile up and pile up. Now, I could walk into a Best Buy and probably buy a phone, no problem. Without really even thinking about it. It probably wouldn't be that big of a deal, but have you seen what cell phones cost now? I don't have $500 plus to blow on a cell phone right now. Why is there lettuce all over the... Okay, anyway. So, yeah, someone's feeding the damn rabbits. What you're not supposed to do. irrespective of that, what was I saying? Oh yeah, they're expensive and I don't have $500 to blow on a phone. So the option is you go to your phone provider's kiosk and get a phone. You get what they have there and they change it over. And the idea is hopefully you don't have to change your plan. Well, I decided, because I was in no mood, and it was probably closed at that point anyway, because I think it was like 6 or 7 o'clock, and most things are closed by then, that I was just going to do it all online, because you can do that all online now. And I knew that there were some deals that were available. Not so much. So what ended up happening is I ended up getting stuck with... What did I end up getting? I don't remember if it was a Samsung S25 or an S24. A little bit lower end than the one that I've got, because this is might even be an S20 FE. I don't actually remember what it is. I wonder if I can take the thing off here. I don't have a pause button on this, so I'm going to have to just do it this way. So this is going to be a crappy video log, but that's what you get. Does it say on it what it is? It has the IMEI on the back. That's great. No, it just says it's manufactured in Vietnam. Yeah, that's helpful. It's either an S20 or an S21 FE 5G. Oh, crap. I'm sure that's a good audio track. It's either an S20 or an S21 FE 5G. What I ended up getting was, we'll call it the S25, just to be on the safe side. I could go inside and look, but again, I can't pause this stupid thing, so I can't look on the phone because the phone's busted. So what I ended up getting, I don't think is a 5G capable phone, which kind of surprises me, because I would have thought that everything this day and age would have been 5G compatible, and I would be unsurprised when I go look it up later that it actually is 5G compatible, but I had to change my phone plan as well. They would not let me keep my existing phone plan unless I paid for the phone up front, and when the phone is about $2,000, who's got $2,000 laying around to blow on a phone? Like, what the hell is that? Anyway. So, that happened. I had to change the plan to a plan that's going to cost me an extra $15 a month. I get more mobile data, about 20 gigs extra of mobile data on top of the 60 that I already had, but it's only at 4G speeds. Now, the flip side of that, I don't think I was getting 5G speeds anyway, even though my plan dictated that I was supposed to be. I don't think I've ever actually seen 5G anywhere, even in the national frickin' capital, but that's another discussion for another day. But I had to change this to a plan that's going to cost me an extra $15 a month, and then have to pay for however many years. I think it was either 2 years or 3 years, an extra like $35 on top of that. So my phone bill doubled overnight because of this stupid little incident that I allowed myself to get into. It just goes to show you, pick your priorities. I knew it was going to happen too. I knew deep down that something bad was going to happen by allowing myself to get into this conversation, and it did. Go figure. I'm right again. What a surprise. Although I'm not so hoity-toity as to not be able to admit that sometimes I'm wrong. But that's besides the point. So I had to do that. I had to get it shipped. I don't know when it's going to actually ship. The concerning thing is that I've really, other than the initial confirmation, I've got nothing. They said that 24 hours, that after 24 hours it was supposed to update. It has not so far. And it's been over 24 hours. So that's, like I said, that's a little concerning, but I'll give them a pass because it's a weekend. So, okay, maybe it's 24 business hours, I don't know. If I don't get anything tomorrow, then I'm going to have to go to the stupid store and figure out, okay, what the hell is going on, because, you know, I kind of need a cell phone. This ain't going to cut it. The nice thing, assuming it didn't completely die, is that it will still work with my watch. So I have a smartwatch, and it still will work with that in terms of phone calls and also in terms of text messages. Text messages are probably the more important part. I don't really care about the phone calls. I don't get too many of those. But there's a lot of things out there now that request two-factor authentication. The big problem, I actually just realized, is work requires the Microsoft Authenticator application, and since I now have no phone, I now can't get into any of that. So I'm going to have to do something about that. Somehow. And this thing is telling me it's only got 20% of battery, so it's not... The battery on this is not great. I mean, this is a 4th generation iPod Touch. It's been around the block. I'm kind of amazed that it still works at all, but this could shut off at any time, keeping that in mind. So that happened. There'll be more video logs, because, like I said, I saved everything off of it, and there were a couple of them on there. I think other than that, there's nothing that's newsworthy fit to print on this. I'd like to stop it before the thing decides to die, because I would rather it save it and not have to go through the trouble. But who knows what's going to actually happen. But yeah, like I said, I think that's all the news that is fit to print right now. This video is going to go out next week. Today is the 4th of May. May the 4th be with you. I hate that thing, it's so stupid. Anyway. But yeah, so I am without a phone for I don't know how long, because they'll have to ship it. I don't have a choice. I had to choose shipping. I couldn't choose pick it up in store, which I would have rather done, because I could have gone after work tomorrow and picked the damn thing up, or taken the morning off and picked it up in the morning. But nope, guess we can't have nice things, can't we? So, but now I had to deal with that. I'll have to figure out some kind of alternative solution, which is probably going to involve setting up... I have a tablet for work, and I might just set that up. I probably should just set that up. But, yeah. So, other than that, video editing is progressing as slow as ever. Someone asked me when the next Stupid Driver video was coming out. Probably next week. I started editing one and just haven't picked it back up. I'm gonna have to do that. So, but yeah. Well, actually, sorry, this week, as of the... It'll be next week when I'm making this. It'll be yesterday by the time this gets uploaded. So, there you go on that. There's a thrifting video I need to edit. And then beyond that, things will just continue to be the same old, same old. So, if I have any news, additional news, I'll just make another video log. And we'll see where we go from there. But there might be a couple of them with this low quality iPod. I don't know yet. We'll see.